Okay. Yeah. So today in my session, I will discuss how you can write applications such as microservices and that work in platform like Kubernetes. So I will use a new programming language. You can find more detail in my presentation. Okay. In the old days, we wrote our application, build it, and just ran our program. But today, we need to think various ways of running it. It can be binary on bare metal or most probably on virtual machine. Or we can package our application as a Docker image and run as a Docker container. Or this container can be part of a bigger platform like Kubernetes. Or we can run our application in a serverless framework such as AWS Lambda, Azure Function, Knative, and so on. Or we can deploy our application into a service mesh platform like Linkerd, Istio, and so on. So if you look at these cloud native platform, Docker and Kubernetes are playing a major role. Docker allows developers to bundle their application with its dependencies and create a universal packaging model that just work on many platforms. Kubernetes is open source container orchestration platform, allowing to deploy these application containers across multiple host machines while providing scalability and high availability. So let's look at the general practice of running application in platform like Kubernetes. First of all, like I said, we need to create a Docker image or container image. To start to create Docker image, we can start with creating a Docker file. So in the Docker file, you can bundle your application dependencies, and you can do some basic security, like which user mode you want to run, and so on. And after you declare this Docker file, you can use Docker toolkit to create Docker image. Then this image can be run as a containers. But if you want to run these containers in a production grade environment, it is recommended to use a platform like Kubernetes. But to run in Kubernetes, in addition to the Docker image, you need to create additional Kubernetes objects. One is you have to create a Kubernetes deployment. To create Kubernetes deployment, you can use either imperative or declarative way. This is a declarative way. You can create deployment YAML. So you can mention which Docker image that you are going to use and some other properties in a YAML format. So after that, you can use a kubectl toolkit to deploy this deployment into the Kubernetes. Then if you want to access this application, you need to create another Kubernetes object called Kubernetes service. So Kubernetes service can be different type depending on your and where you are accessing. You can define a different type of the Kubernetes service, and that can be also declared as a YAML format and then deploy by using kubectl toolkit. Then you can access this service from the external network. However, these things are not the part of the developer's programming experience. On the other hand, the developer has right to write their code in a certain way to work well in a given execution environment. So removing this from developers' problem is not a good thing. One of the main challenge that developers are facing is lack of tools and programming language abstraction support to design and implement their code to work well in a platform like Kubernetes. As a solution to this problem, Ballerina, an open source new programming language, has introduced a set of cloud native abstractions and tools to write application code that just work in platform like Kubernetes, Istio, Knative, Lambda, and so on. So best way to learn a programming language is start writing coding. Before that, so Ballerina, if you want to learn more about Ballerina, you can go to ballerina.io. So it is a complete programming language. You can write any kind of program, but it is specialized to write network distributed applications such as microservices and cloud native application. If you want to look at samples, there are tons of samples. There's a Ballerina by example page having 100 of samples. So you can try out by just copy paste this code snippet in and run it. Okay, let's start coding. So I will start with a simple hello world programming and demonstrate how this language is specialized to write code that just run in a cloud environment. And after that, I will move into the complex application and demonstrate some other cloud native functionalities. So here I'm going to start with hello world. So I'm using IDE with the Ballerina extension. So for this demonstration, I'm going to create a hello world service. Since we are going to create application as a network distributed application. So service typing is first class construct in Ballerina. So you can give a service a name. So I will name it as a hello world, hello. And service can have multiple resource endpoints. So here I will name it my resource endpoint as hi. So in this case, this hello service will going to listen to port 8080, and there's a resource called hi. Since this is a hello world, I can just return call response saying like hello world. Okay, so so you can see there's a red underline. This because this respond method either can be written an empty value or error, because when you are sending the response back to the caller, we are doing a network call underneath. So because of the network unreliability of the network, this can be written an error. So can be written an error. So either we can handle the error here, or since this is a hello world program, I can just use check keyword to pass the error to a next level if there are any errors. Okay, so I am done with the simple hello world. So we can, Ballerina is a compiled programming language. We can use Ballerina compiler to compile. So we use Ballerina build, hello.bal. Bal is the extension for this programming language. So if I use Ballerina build command, so the current implementation use JVM based compiler. So it will create a jar when you compile. So either you can run Ballerina run or Java minus jar run command to execute our program. So you can see it will now listen to the port 8080. You can use curl command and since I haven't set any path variables, so I can use service name and resource name to invoke my service. You can see it return hello world saying as the response. Okay, so So this is how you write your program. So you can write your business logic in the resource body of the resource function. You can have multiple resource function. So let's see how you can deploy this into the Kubernetes. So the traditional way, you have to create a Docker image, you have to create at least two deployment YAML and the service YAML, and then you have to deploy it. So rather doing all this manual step, Ballerina inbuilt this Kubernetes support into the language. So here I'm going to import Ballerina Kubernetes module, and I can use inbuilt annotation to define my Kubernetes deployment. So I can give name here. So I can give other properties, but it will take default value by looking at my source code. And so I'm going to deploy this application into the Kubernetes cluster that's running on my Mac machine. So I want to expose this application using Kubernetes service. I can give a name, say hello. Since I'm running in a Mac machine, I want to expose this service as a node port type. Then only I can access the node port, node IP and node port, and my resource function path and invoke this service. Okay, so I just added two annotation on top of my generic programming. So let's compile and see what's going to happen. So I'm going to compile the same program. So here now, so this will create additional artifact in addition to the jar file. So you can see it's going to create Kubernetes service, Kubernetes deployment, and Docker file, and also it will build the Docker image and push it to the local registry. So you can see if I use Docker image, say grep hello, you can see Docker image is created with the hello and latest tag, and also if I so it has created Docker folder and Kubernetes folder. In the Docker folder, it has created a Docker file. So let's see. So here you can see it correctly picked my the application binary and use the best Docker best practices to build this Docker image. And also, if I just view the Kubernetes and hello.yaml file, you can see it automatically generated the Kubernetes service with the type I want to define, and also the other deployment properties that reading from my code, source code, and assign to the this YAML file. So now, as a developer, you can just even copy paste this command and run, and it will deploy your application into the Kubernetes cluster. Now it's already deployed now. It used kubectl get all. You can see application is deployed in a few seconds ago. And now I can access my application using node port that because I have defined a Kubernetes service with a node port. So let's copy this node port, and I can use same curl command, but this time I will use node port because it's running inside the Kubernetes now. So if I invoke this one, you can see it return hello world. So this is so you can see it will reduce sort of additional step that developer has to carry out when you want to deploy your application into the platform like Kubernetes. Let's move into the presentation. Okay, so let's look at some kind of a real world complex application. So this is the e-commerce microservice backend system. So it's going to run 6 microservices, and each microservice, some of them are interacting each other to complete the given task. So admin microservice will interacting all other 5 microservices, and cart and inventory microservices will interact with different database to perform the given task. So let's see how you can write your code to this kind of microservice deployment architecture, and then see how you can deploy this into the Kubernetes. So if you want to deploy this kind of application microservices in Kubernetes, this is the sample deployment architecture. For example, each microservices should create a Kubernetes deployment and Kubernetes service. And if you want to do auto scaling, depending on the load coming to these microservices, then you need to define horizontal pod autoscaler. And for example, some cases, sometimes in cart microservice and inventory microservice need to read some configuration to connect to the MySQL. Then you need to create either secret or config map to read this configuration and connect to the MySQL. So this is like a sample deployment. And other thing is when you deploy these kind of microservices in this Kubernetes like a platform, so observability is a key thing. So so you can use Prometheus to collect all the metrics, and you can use a Grafana kind of dashboard to view the this collected observability. So in Ballerina, Prometheus also inbuilt into the Ballerina service. So I will demonstrate how you can enable it, and then it automatically collect all the metrics and populate the Prometheus, and you can view the dashboard. Okay, let's see the sample code. So to save time in this case, I'm not going to do the live coding. So this is a sample microservice e-commerce backend system. So let's look at it has all the modules. So we have the admin modules, billing modules, cart modules, inventory modules, and all the modules. So if you look at admin module, so you can see, so here within the service, we have defined our business logic. And top of that service, here I have had 2 annotation, that is Kubernetes service and Kubernetes deployment. So in this case, I have given the proper Docker registry name, because when I build this one, it will automatically build and push into the Docker Hub registry. So I'm using my Docker Hub registry username and password, reading from the environment variable. And here I am enabled Prometheus true, then it will, from the banner service, it will open the Prometheus port. And if you are running a Prometheus service in Kubernetes, it automatically pull this metrics and populate into the dashboards that were defined in the Grafana. And if you look at like say inventory system, so in addition to the deployment and service, here I have defined Kubernetes config map annotation, because it will read this configuration file and create a Kubernetes config map. So it will give the how to connect to your database to the real work. Okay, so this is I have this project has all the 5 modules, and I'm going to so I'm going to use Ballerina build command again. I will use -a flag to compile all the modules. So let's hit that command. So it will create all the binaries out of this each and every module, and also it will create in this case 6 Docker images, and also Kubernetes deployment YAMLs, and Kubernetes service YAMLs, and some config maps, and so on. So it will take a couple of a few seconds to generate all this stuff. And so this time I'm going to deploy this into the Kubernetes cluster that running in Google Cloud. So I will going to change my kubectl to the work with my Google cluster. So you can see it generating the all the artifacts. Let give a couple of seconds. So it has generated 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more to go. So in this time, so it will generate the artifact also, and also pushing Docker images into the registry. Okay, it's done. So let me get kubectl get all command. So you can see I am running Grafana and MySQL and Prometheus in my Kubernetes cluster. So because in this demonstration, I'm going to use all these additional three services. So let's deploy our created microservices. So I can just use copy paste this command to deploy into the Kubernetes cluster. So I have deployed admin service. I can deploy shipping service, and I can deploy inventory service. And I can deploy cart service. And order management. Finally, billing service. So let's see, we should run all these services now. You can see admin, billing, cart, order management, shipping. 6 services is running. So it's very easy to deploy this kind of application into the Kubernetes cluster, because we don't need to create all these artifacts. So for the to test out these applications, I have bundled the simulator. It will generate some load into this microservice cluster, and it will create some metrics, and we can view the dashboard. So let's run our service. We can use Ballerina run target. So I will create some load here. So I am running Grafana dashboard. So you can see it started displaying some dashboard values, because we are generating load. So and because of we enable the Prometheus in the Ballerina support to automatically open a pod in the Docker image, and Prometheus service that running in Kubernetes cluster will pull all the metrics and populate this dashboard. Okay. Right. So So this is the how you can deploy this application into the platform like Kubernetes. And if you want to deploy same application in platform like STO, like Service Mesh, this programming language support all these you can use STO gateway, and you can it will deploy STO gateway with this service. You can, if you want to deploy this into the Lambda, you can annotate with Lambda annotation, and you can deploy your application into the Lambda serverless framework. Okay, so this is what I want to demonstrate and discuss with you. So if I summarize, to run an application in a platform like Kubernetes, we need to create additional objects and artifacts. But the problem is these Kubernetes abstraction or the YAML files are not the part of the developer's programming experience. So the tools and the programming language like Ballerina, so Ballerina has introduced set of cloud native abstraction and tools to help developers to run their code easily and in a platform like Kubernetes. So I have included all the resources that I have used. You can go to the Ballerina.io. It has all the documentation, how to use this language. You can download this language, install it to your machine, and a lot of samples there. And also I have written an article how to run this application that I have demonstrated in this session. You can try out, it is guided with step by step. And also all the code is available in my GitHub repo. You can clone it and try out this new programming language with this sample I have demonstrations. Okay, this is what I want to share. I can